Welcome everybody to the Nipissing Township Recreation Committee, and it's Monday, March 6, 2023, 7 o'clock. Any disclosure of culinary interests? No, we're good to go. Okay. And we're looking for two people to approve the minutes of the last committee meeting on February 6th. Andrew and Kathy. Awesome. Perfect up for discussion is the family skate fun night follow-up. So let's talk about that. Anything you want to talk about for that?
It went really well. It was a great turnout for it.
Yeah.
The weather helped us out.
Awesome. It was beautiful, right? Get that extra half an hour on the ice and the ice froze up really nice. So it turned out nice.
Yeah, that was wise. It would have been soft.
Yeah, we did.
But no, great turnout. I thought the fire department, and I thank them, thought they did a good job. Great job with the fireworks. The only question I had, and I don't know if it was because of this particular season or if it's liability or whatever, but remember they always had the ice right from the shed.
That was one comment that I received a few times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, and again, with the temperature, a year ago, I mean, that was frozen solid and they went right down, but they were walking right through a lot of rock and gravel.
That was one question for next year.
Okay.
Yeah.
And again, we've got a new person
Of
maybe,
course.
or it could have just been the season, but that was my only question.
So a couple of the other feedbacks to look at for next year was maybe roasting some hot dogs, snacks, like Timbits, something simple. Then the same as Tom said was the ice right to the rink building. That was really the only feedbacks that we wrote down.
Awesome. Great feedback about the fireworks. They loved it. And I don't think it was too long. It was the perfect timing, right? Yeah. So it's nice.
The only thing I found different this year with the fireworks, because we had more snow this year, they had that big bank. So you were looking through the trees.
So we actually moved them back to
Okay,
where we usually shoot them in the summer, because last year we had a couple go a little crazy.
sure did.
So we played on the side of caution and we moved it back. That's
Okay.
why.
But yeah, now that we tested it, we can move them forward next year. So it just, we figured out now having a snow base works a lot better. So.
No, they were great.
That's awesome. Okay, if we're done with that, we can move on to spaghetti dinner follow-up. Will, you have the numbers for it, right?
Mhm. So the total that was spent was 760.86, and the total we brought in was $1,241. So it was a difference of $480.14.
Awesome.
So there was 78 adult meals, 10 children. There was $1 in donation. Then there was 24 takeouts. 28 takeouts.
Some of the feedback we had for next year was we need to get another container for carry-out dessert. Like something separate for the desserts. We didn't
The
even,
budget takeouts are like the sections, 3 sections, aren't they?
yeah,
Yeah.
but it's not big enough
Right.
to fit it.
And the garlic might
Huh?
go in, the garlic smell might go into your squares.
Maybe, yeah, which is possible. We could probably come up with like, you can go somewhere where they have the little tiny boxes. We'd end up folding them. They'd be pretty cheap and they'd be, at least they're cardboard, but we could probably fold them ahead of time and go. I was shocked at how many takeouts we had.
Even if actually we bought, because we still want to involve this, the hamburger takeout containers. Because that way they're small enough that the desserts can go into that.
Yeah, that's true. You mean, or you're talking like the, because we'd have to come up with some cardboard, right?
Yeah, like the hamburger takeout container that, like,
Like a Big Mac would come in?
yeah, except, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, because I mean, buy those in bulk also.
Well, like Tim Hortons does for those special
Yes.
donuts.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be perfect. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and this year, the whole point to it was we weren't looking to raise money at this one. We were just looking to get the community out
Mhm.
and really just get them out and about. And it was nice to see them. And we saw a lot of the regulars that normally come out and people we didn't know. And we saw people for first time, like,
And any funds
New in the
raised will go
community.
back into the community events and stuff.
yeah, which is awesome.
So the only other thing we noticed is next year would be 2 burners, propane burners for the pasta. One to be heating water, one to be cooking, so there's always a consistent hot water.
So there were supply issues later.
Not really,
Okay.
just they wanted us to keep the water fresh, so if they had one boiling, then one cooking, they could just switch out, I think, is that correct, Kristen?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Gotcha.
and because it's constantly boiling, we constantly have to add water to it, so it just makes it easier if we can just
So the
switch
burgers
it
were all
out
done
or.
outside?
sorry?
The burgers were done outside?
Yeah, the pasta was cooked outside on propane burners.
Okay.
It cooks really fast. I think, what was it, 6 minutes, 7 minutes, Kristen, for a batch?
Yeah, about that, once we got into that box.
Yeah, which was good.
Yeah.
We ran into a problem because we used some of last year's stock and it was fusilli. And that's what kind of got us caught at the beginning of the day, at the beginning of it, because he started to cook, was it fusilli? Not fusilli, spaghettini.
Yeah, so the cook times were just different, so.
So, yeah. But other than that, I think we kind of go from there. And I think it was more about just getting people out, which was good.
Yep. Perfect.
Anybody, anything else?
We should come back to that.
Okay. I'll come back.
Thanks for everybody who volunteered. I couldn't make it to that, so.
Oh, it was fantastic. The number of volunteers were phenomenal.
Perfect.
It was amazing. And people that just kind of popped by just to help set up and away they went and people, then the community, it's the community were talking about how nice it was to see everybody. So it was kind of nice to see everybody. Yeah. We're gonna come back to bat boxes afterwards, but let's talk a little bit about Easter and the family scavenger hunt. So at this stage of the game, we don't have many registrations at this point, but we still got a week and a half, right? Like 17th.
Technically, so there's 3 children, 2 adults. And how she registered was because we're trying to include the parents.
Yep.
So
Yep.
she just wanted to make sure that we were aware that they are gonna be involved,
Yeah.
rather.
So the hope is this year that we can include it as a family. So last year, everybody that was around last year, we kind of, all the kids came and then a couple of volunteers went and they took them out scavenger hunting. So one of us went with the groups of the kids, right? And kind of went with them. This year, what we're hoping to do is eliminate that piece of it so that we can take on stations and kind of hang out, but send them out as family units, like send them out. So parents would go with their kids so they can grow. So they could go and have some fun. So it's a family event as opposed to just, hey. And hopefully it's fun that way, right? And then they can have some fun. And we can send them a little further away and we can make the hints a little more difficult.
Yeah, that's true.
Right? So we can have, I think, a little more fun. The nice part about the hints is Shelley has, not me, Shelley, but Shelley has taken on the hints again and is willing to do all the hints and put them all together for us, and she's good at that. I'm not so good at that, but she's really good at that. So she's more than willing to do it. So then we have 3 tables. We have egg decorating. Kathy has graciously agreed to do and putting together the icing for the kids, or that's cooked. So egg decorating.
He's doing the cookies.
Dee's doing the cookies. And then we're gonna do icing this year in plastic bottles as opposed to in bags. And that was Kathy's feedback from last year, is the kids really had a hard time with the plastic bags and trying to decorate the cookies with the plastic bags. So that'll be a good, there she goes,
I got
there.
15 of these. And these little spice bottles, I just make the holes bigger for the sugar sprinkles.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah,
Yeah.
so that'll be perfect for the kids.
I guess you'll be able to make the icing thin enough to.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, which would be awesome. That's perfect. So that's cooking, that's the egg decorating, and that's the cookies. The only thing we have left is the bag decorating. So the other table that we have is bag decorating. So literally what will happen is the kids will decorate their bags just like they did last year. And then they'll fill everything as they go into that bag. And then they walk away with the bag. It's a little bit of fun. So last year we cut out the ears for their bags. So we gotta cut out all the ears for the bags this year, and the kids just stick them on, right, and decorate. We have a ton, we found out today, of craft supplies downstairs. So we don't have to purchase anything for that.
You may need bags.
We have a whole box.
Of bags?
Yeah.
Okay,
I think we still have like 400 left.
okay. Because the amount that I've seen was only like that big. There's a whole box down there. Is there? Okay.
Okay. So if we have that, who was volunteering? Who was coming out to help with that?
My daughter will come for that.
So Jordan's gonna be there for that. And Kathy, you're coming?
Mhm. I'm not sure yet about Hannah. She might come. in.
Maybe Hannah?
Mhm.
I thank you to Hannah. She was great.
I think so.
She's great. She helped. You want to come decorate Easter with us? Terry Lynn's gonna come out? Were you there last year? Did you come out? No. Okay. Yeah. Basically, at the end of the day, we need to cover 3 stations and some wanderers, just to have a good time. Which will be fun.
So the registration's open until March 24th. At 4:30.
Gifts for the kids' bags. Last year, we did bubbles and skipping ropes. Thoughts on that? Does that work again? Or should I look for balls or something?
I wouldn't want a skipping rope.
No?
A ball.
Ball.
Yeah, maybe find some balls this year.
Yeah.
So maybe do bubbles and balls.
One of the other things too is the dollar store has the. I can't remember what they're called, skippets or whatever, where you put your foot in and that ball that you just kick around.
What do you think about that? See if we can
That's
find
something
those.
play on the grass, they can play anywhere with that too.
Yeah, that'd be great. Something a little different, right? Okay. We'll look for those. So I believe we have a $300 budget for that. Okay, perfect. Let's back up. So we're done with that. Let's back up to bat boxes. James,
Can I just go back before you get
Yep,
back?
sure, sorry.
boxes? So Kathy's doing egg decorating, is that right?
And icing for the cookies.
Okay. Who's doing bag decorating?
I can do bag decorating.
Yeah, or my daughter's put her wherever you need her. She can come around too.
Would she like to do cookie decorating with the kids? Jordan?
Yeah, she do it.
I think that's what she did last year. Maybe?
I can't recall.
Okay.
I would gladly be a wanderer.
Okay. Do you want to take on egg decorating? Sure. Yeah.
So probably around the closing time, I'll reach out to yourself and Kathy and as the leads, and we'll just make sure everything's in play and
You're good with that?
any questions or that need to be done.
Just inform.
And then that way you can wander.
I'll wander,
You can wander with the mayor and just kind of make sure we're on track.
So it closes on the
Sure.
24th.
We could run bingo if you run out.
Yeah, and that way you can just make sure we're on track.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Big decorating. It'll all be fun. Anything else on that one?
No, sorry, I just,
No, you're right. You're right. Bat boxes.
Here's what the finished one looks like. Other than it needs to be sanded. I haven't sanded that one yet. But that's what they're gonna be like, and that's what the kids are gonna assemble. So I've got 10 pre-drilled and all sanded and ready to go. So I need somebody to, with more talent than I possess, to put all the pieces, make a little, I don't know, string thing to hold them all together, so we can hand them out as a kit. So when the kid comes, this is your kit, and then we're there to help.
Did you guys want us down there?
Good, yeah, have a look.
Sure.
Send her down.
James, could you
That's what
tie,
you're
them-
proud of, isn't it?
can you tie them together or could you just put it in a bag?
Well, I'm open to any kind of suggestions, because I've got all the pieces, the ones I got now are all labeled and done and pre-drilled. So it should be simple, and I'm gonna be there, there's gonna be a few
They're sturdy.
people gonna be there with drill guns and screws. And I've also purchased 11 pre-made birdhouses, they're about this big. And that's for the little kids, so, because they're not gonna be able to do that.
Big tree.
And then they can just paint them.
Oh, that's awesome.
So well, was that the cost is gonna be 15 or?
That's awesome. That's
I thought
heavy.
we were in the
That's weight.
registration was gonna be around 10. Unless it's
How
cheap.
much did you say they cost, James?
It's gonna be roughly about $10 a piece.
No, so the last time we talked, it was the one that we had to purchase them, we were up to 15. That's what
Okay.
we just based it on.
Yeah.
So this is the flyer is in your package,
Yeah.
proposed flyer. So it's up to the board. You can move to 10, we'll get you the back boxes. And then there'll be some paint, stickers, et cetera, whatever you would like to do, screws.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Parents, when they are helping us out, includes hardware.
Okay.
Wow.
So I may have to, and that, just for the note, they donated the first 10. Everything is donated, the first 10. I just need one more little bracket to put on the back to screw it up. Something to hang on. But we can leave it at 15, and I'm okay with that.
I think that's a pretty good deal.
Me too. Me too.
Because there's 6 feet of board in this,
Wow.
so. Everybody knows the price of lumber is.
So just a couple comments on here. So we're gonna open it April the 11th and close registration April the 28th. Time, are we looking at like 10 to 2 as it's gonna be at the museum? Does that
Think
still
it'll
be
take
like-
that long, James, put it
No.
together?
No, I would say 5-10 minutes. If, it depends how many times I gotta go around and help, but they shouldn't take that long, and I'm just asking like. I don't see it on here yet, but for the parents to bring a number 2 Red Robertson screwdriver. Like, I'm gonna have it drilled on, I'm sure.
I got a couple.
Couple that we're gonna be able to run around and help the younger ones. Or if they get them all started, we'll put them in for them, so. It's kind of a learning for them too, like, here it is, here's instructions, there's actually an instruction pamphlet. So we'll just follow away and go through this, and then you can hang this up and we'll preach that, bats are a natural way to get rid of mosquitoes and that kind of stuff, so it's.
I always find something online, and just print it out, hopefully. Just an information thing of what bats do and how
Yeah.
those are good for, yeah.
So something like, so on the flyer, just a little bigger, I think,
Oh,
the
yeah,
information?
yeah, that's right. I didn't turn it.
Yeah, I thought that was really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could probably do like key cards or something. Kristen?
Yep.
Something like a key card or something that we can have ready.
Yeah, just even that part, just.
Yeah. So Sorry, are you looking to go like from 10 to 11, get everybody at the same time, or is it drop in, or what?
Kind of like to do it all at once, because when I lay the first one out, then I can say, okay, this is how we start.
You're not explaining it 15 times,
Well,
Yeah,
I'm sure I'm gonna be doing.
You will
that
be
anyways,
anyway.
but-
I guess, yeah.
So if you're gonna continue doing it at the museum, I believe the museum opens at 10. So do you want to go maybe 10:30 to give them a half hour to open up? And then if anybody would like to do a tour or anything, they could do that as well?
Yeah, okay, yeah, so 10 to 2 is,
no, like 10:30 to,
10:30 start time.
okay,
and only an hour.
Maybe
So
even don't even put an end time.
No, that,
But it starts at 10:30, so that way people aren't thinking it's just a drop-in session.
yeah,
Okay,
okay.
Awesome.
10:30. At the museum.
Yeah.
So the only other question we had was, are we gonna have a limit? So are you going to limit it to 25 or 30? Or are you gonna open it up and make however many boxes that people register in that time frame?
I'm, like, if we ask nicely, maybe Public Works will put the tent up like they do for the other stuff. So if it is not too nice of a day, that they can go underneath there.
they could go under the gazebo though.
Yeah, but if you have 25 kids.
Yeah,
that's-
25, you'd have to shove them inside.
Yeah, so if we could get them, if it was possible for Public Works to put the tent.
Yeah,
tents up.
we'll know the registration by then.
Yeah, the new tents that were purchased, anybody could put them up. 3 people could pop them up, so we could pop them up ourselves the day of, if needed, like, they're really simple, we don't have to drill poles in anymore or anything like that. It's just quick, easy pop-ups.
And I need to know if we're gonna need more bat boxes. I need to know real soon, because they're kind of doing it because they're a little bit slow. And the guys are finding times to set the jigs up and cut the stuff. So I need to know how many we want to order on top of what we have.
So you figure you have 10 now,
I got 10 complete.
you want to maybe order another 10 and just cap it at 20?
And you got the 11, I believe it's 11 birdhouses, or 10 birdhouses for the littler ones.
And do we have paint for them?
Like craft paint. I don't know how it may soak into, like,
So
Into
that
that.
would be something we would need to paint, and then
try.
see about some kind of a decal, a bat decal or something that we could put on. Cause the next round, they're gonna run through the planer, the timber first. And then it saved me a whole lot of time sanding it.
Yep.
And the boxes are supposed to be rough on the inside for the bats to.
Hold on to.
It's basically how many the volunteers, whoever is doing it, how many you think you can handle for people wise, what you want to cap it at.
Well, if we enough, if we advertise it that we want them to bring screwdrivers, hopefully one of the parents will stick around and. We can
Well, yeah,
help
because
them all.
really you don't want it to be your responsibility to monitor all the children, especially with tools, right?
Yeah.
So I put on it, parents. Must be.
Parent participation.
Encouraged.
The question is, I need to
Exactly.
know how many more we want.
Encouraged.
How many do we think we're gonna get? And if it's super, super popular, we can always do it a second round or something later on.
So cap it at 20 and then say, you know, if you start to get a lot of people calling, you can say, unfortunately, we're full this time, but we'll see what we can do with another.
Right, yeah, that's
Session.
what I figured, if you put it at 20, okay, so your first one, and then
So I have I'll get another 10 bat boxes, and if, like I said, the little ones register, they can have a birdhouse,
Yeah.
or if they really want a bat house, it won't take very long to assemble it.
Okay, sorry, small ones, you have 11 small ones, what are small, like, would it be like 2 to 5-year-olds, or I'm not? Like, are we taking 11 2 to 5 year olds and then 25 to 10 year olds or 12 year olds, like. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does make sense. Yep,
I don't know the ages or anything, but, because you need to know how many, we only have 11 small ones, right? So we cap it at 11 small ones and then 20. The older kids or,
because family only needs one bad box or
Mhm.
two if they have, you know, whatever.
Even if there is, I mean, maybe just leave, it's up to you, but to leave the birdhouse thing out of it. So leave that as a bonus when they come, if you see that they have a little one with them. You can give them an extra birdhouse, just to keep the little guy busy, little person busy.
And you can do it with craft paints.
You can, yeah.
You just slather it on. It'll probably end up in the house anyway. Keepsake.
Yeah.
Just go 20 boxes, right?
So I need to order 10 more.
Yeah.
Perfect.
is there anything else, Kristen?
Oh, wait, are you putting an age limit on this?
I wasn't planning on it.
Well, if they can't, they're too small to handle a drill. We'll give them a paintbrush and a bird box.
And that might be good for the older kids that want to come out and about, right? Now we have something for the older kids to do. Which might make them happy. And less stress for the volunteers because they can do it on their own.
So, James, just bring a hammer drill. That'll really cut down who's using it.
All right. Next on the agenda would be soccer. And that sits in your ballpark. Andrew?
So, as of right now, so we ended up, I contacted a few different shirt suppliers. They varied from prices, varied from whether or not supply was gonna make it to and from. So we ended up, we're gonna use King Sportswear. We have 2 samples. I'll pass it around. The green one would be $15 with a number on the back, logo on the front. Then the blue one, which is more of your jersey, is $25 with the same, with the number on the back, logo on the front for the township. And they will have them right after we decide what we're gonna use. Quality stuff. Yeah. Everybody look, my thoughts are to go with the blue one, with it being, even though it's 25, it's more durable. It's a lot cooler for the kids to wear because it's a lot more breathable.
Would they come different colors? Like
They will, so I don't quote me on the amount, I know it's above 12 different colors, it's 12 to 16 different colors. They all come two-tone, so there'll all be 2 colors on each jersey that gets supplied.
No, I remember you had different age groups,
So yeah,
different colors.
every group will have its own, well, every team in the age group will have its own colors, so say just, we'll just throw a number out, 4 to 7 year olds. So last year we had 4 teams of 4 to 7, so all 4 teams will have different colors, so that way they can interchange to play against each other.
Okay, because if the kids are registering and they're sizing up, how do they know what color to get?
They don't, that doesn't matter to them. We'll organize that afterwards and order all the colors, so we're gonna have the sizing. So the shirts will all be at the township office for March break for the sizing. So they'll be bringing their child to township office and physically put their child into a shirt, and they'll know what shirt is going for their size. They'll be all the way from youth extra small to men's large will be for sizing to have there. So that will be any discrepancies on fits or anything.
Okay, is it only during township hours? Yes.
Yeah, so it's from March break, you can elaborate on the time.
So I work 8:30 to 4:30 at the township office, and I made the registration from 9 until 4. You can come in between those hours and register.
How are working parents gonna get there?
This way, you had another half day.
So that is March break, and then the Saturday, April 22nd, I can
Okay.
do,
So there's opportunity if there,
Yeah.
Yes.
And then
lots of
And then the
opportunity.
purpose also for the township office is because they have the debit machine. So for registration, it'll be a lot similar than.
So what they'll do is they'll fill out all the forms, paperwork, jerseys, they'll pay, they're done. They come ready to play soccer.
And right after all, as soon as the day after registration is over, the following Monday will be, shirts will be ordered and it'll all be, go through and we'll have everything set up for the start here.
And we ran into a few hiccups last year about people registering after, and it got into a real nightmare. And so this will be it. So March break, the 13th to the 17th, and then April 22nd, then that's the cutoff. Jerseys will be ordered, everything will be based off those numbers.
this is all in person. I need signed paperwork.
Mhm.
No paperwork?
Yeah, because there's a
Yeah.
liabilities form that's already drafted and made that we used last year, that'll be used again this year, so it just states all that liabilities will be.
And Kristen's did a really good job with all the sign up paperwork and stuff, so it'll be all nice and organized, the groups and everything, and
When did you say it starts?
March 13th to the 17th,
Yeah,
from 9 to 4 at the township office. And then April 22nd, Saturday, April 22nd, at the township office. And I don't know if you want to do a full day registration or a half day on that Saturday.
half day.
Half day.
My question, so we're gonna go a month in between?
Like from the end of the registration to the start date?
No. Like it's March 13th to 17th and then April 22nd.
Oh,
For registration.
Isn't it March 22nd?
I never paid attention to that.
Yeah, it's a long month.
oh, no, we did have April 22nd. Oh, you know what? The March break was brought up after.
Yes,
Yeah, originally we were just doing one full day of registration.
Right.
Originally, when we first talked about it, it was gonna be the 29th of April. Well, the 29th of April is the Maple Syrup Festival in Blossom,
Yes.
so probably not the best time to do that. So then I thought, okay, well, we'll just bump it back a weekend to the 22nd, do full day. Then Andrew suggested maybe doing March break, and it just makes it more accessible because of the like debit machine and having all that, so at the township office. I mean, I'm pretty open, I can,
Well, if we talk about a month, that'll give good and bad to it, right? So it gets people talking and people are talking, hey, I registered for soccer and away I go.
the only problem with,
Are
sorry,
you gonna get your shirts?
yes, that's the only problem is
That's my worry.
I would sooner see it if we can do it within a week or two after the March break, or even that Saturday. It's completely up to you. It's basically on your schedule, just because that way we can get the order in time, because we aren't the only place doing soccer jerseys.
okay, so
Wouldn't 1 week be enough? Like, you have
They
5
won't-
days.
They
to
won't get in because
register.
this parents working.
What about parents?
Yeah.
They're all going on vacation, they're gone for that week.
Yeah.
What would work for you, Kristen? It's-
I'm gonna have to look, I got 2 jobs,
Yeah,
so.
yeah, that's exactly it. It's a small,
Um,
then we can keep it just a week.
I think you're gonna lose a lot of parents that can't register because they're not getting here before they get out of work. They're not gonna take a day off to come register for soccer.
Would, one night, would you want to do an after hours? I'll come with you.
I can't be Wednesday, Thursday, or every second Tuesday.
No, but if we say you did it like
or every
the
second-
Monday night of March break, and we did it till 7 also.
That's only 1 week, like that's next Monday.
Monday.
These haven't been out advertised yet,
okay.
right?
Yeah.
Because they won't hit the school probably until later on this week, if we can get it. The flyers all done, I can get it at school.
Okay.
And you still run into parents and more families being away for March break.
Mhm.
And
Especially the first year. they-
sorry, the start date's still May 25th will be the first soccer night.
Right?
Yes.
Is that the long weekend?
That's
the Monday.
Thursday after.
This is Thursday.
Thursday, okay. And it ends,
It'll end on the July 6th.
Do you think it would take 4 weeks to get the shirts?
I'm not 100%.
I'll bet you it's 4 to 6.
Yeah, I know it's gonna be at least a week and a half for order.
The other thing we have to look at too is everybody else, the calendar, East Fair Soccer League,
Awesome.
any baseball leagues, or if they're all getting their jerseys and.
Yeah,
Okay, well, we don't have to vote on the next day, like that'll be, you and I can deal with that and see what works for your schedule, because I don't want to put you into a day where you're off, you know what I mean?
But like you said, if you did a Monday night, I don't know what your Monday nights are like. You know, would you rather have a Monday night than a Saturday?
it doesn't matter to me.
Well, if you guys work it out and then as soon
Yeah,
as,
you and I'll talk and see what works best.
Just when if you do, make sure that's like strictly highlighted in the thing, here's the registration date, period. So it's not like last year of showing up and say, "Can my kid play?"
you say first come, first serve,
Was that for soccer?
yeah, just kind of suggest you wait till the end, you might not get on a team, you know?
Yeah, well, no, it will be at like, the end date will be
Yeah,
whatever date.
Okay.
Yeah, that'll be end of registration, because like I said, that following Monday that falls on is the shirts will be ordered.
as soon as you have that one off day that you can
Yes,
get together.
Yeah.
Okay,
perfect.
and so we'll just have to take a vote. Who's in favor of blue jerseys?
So is the price
does
gonna
that
change?
change our price?
So
Is that-
it
yeah.
does, so these, like I said, these are 25. The green ones will be 15. And then that'll be our. So I can either put, depending on, it depends on what we choose for a shirt, and that'll dictate all we're looking for registration fee is to cover the shirt.
And the end of year party,
And that's the other option I was gonna bring up after we decided on what we wanted for a shirt. So if we say went this one, we could go $5 more, either one, and make it an even, say, $30 for registration. That covers the child's end of year party, with hot dogs, chips, like last year.
yep,
So that would bring $30. We went with this one, goes to $20.
I really don't think $30 is unreasonable for the
Yeah.
6 weeks of soccer.
no, and the blue shirt, that's quality. If you go with that other one, you're gonna sweat
Yeah. Like I
something
thought,
awful.
Yeah, this one's pretty, like, show fitting, like you put it on, it's stretching around you. Whereas this one's gonna sit baggier, it's gonna sit, you can see, like, the air will travel through it, keep them cooler.
Yeah, I think that's the stuff they call wick wear. So I think that would be, I would go with the $30.
Me too. I would too.
Everybody's in favor of that?
Are we good with that? Yeah.
Yeah.
30 it is.
I think we have enough to move on that, Chris.
Good. Okay. Next on the agenda is bottle drive updates.
So we collected the empties on Sunday, March the 5th, and it was a collection of $404.30. And it took about 45 minutes this round.
And it seemed really painless. It was so easy this time around.
You do them in the trucks, in the trailers, you don't have to bend over. It's really
Yes.
Nice
far
having-
superior.
Life is wonderful.
I've had Julian's had a couple people ask her, and I've had a couple people ask her where this money's going and what are we using it for? So we need to start putting something up at the both landfills so that people know that they're donating. It's not just going in to the counselor salaries, that it's actually
Right
going into something. It's easier when they know, it's easier to put something in there when they know that the money's going to help something or purchase something or a kids event or something, anything, long as there's something that we can show saying where it's going.
Did we have a sign on the door?
I thought we
Yeah,
did.
there's a
Yeah,
sign-
we
there's a
did.
sign
I'm just
on the door.
looking
Yeah.
for it here.
So any recreation events
Mhm.
or kids' sports, whatever.
Yeah, so one thing I was gonna we'll bring up in April is one proposal is putting a fridge freezer at the rink shack and locking it up so we can keep all the freezies, drinks and stuff. As you're having more events over there, we're gonna need more. And right now, we've been bringing the freezer and stuff from the community center over. But then if the community center is rented, we gotta bring it back. I brought the fridge from my house over last year to use it. So we can always look at, like, I know I'm just throwing Leon's or the Brick of them have the dented section or something looking, so I'll get a couple prices on that. Would be one option.
Somebody tried to give me one a couple of weeks ago. It was good, but I've got enough.
Yeah.
And again, we're gonna be looking at the picnic tables and garbage cans and benches, moving closer to into the spring. And we do have the one donation too, to go toward a bench.
And then we have to make some decisions closer to that about what we're actually ordering, right?
Correct.
Correct,
Yeah.
whether we're doing wood or composite, is that what it's called?
You can look at composite or you can look at a metal wood, but that'll be brought up in the next agenda.
Okay. Awesome. I think it's great that we're doing it once a month and it sure makes life easier. And it seems to be pretty consistent, like the money's not far off, which is perfect. Next on the agenda, fitness center usage report.
So we did pull up a couple comparisons from 2017 to 2022. So it ranges like in 2017 for memberships, we're up around the $16,828. And to 22 memberships were $11,396.20. Operations were in 2017, we were at 16,000. And moving to 2022, we're up to $21,286 for operations. That's the extra cleaning every day and sanitizing and all that. So it is costing more as the years go on to operate. The rentals for 2017 for the community center, we're at $5,275. In 2022, we had $550. The operations in 2022, it was expenses was $22,537. To 2022 is $27,472.39.
This has gone up because of the cleaning for,
The cleanings, the
because
council.
this is now the council chambers, right?
Yep. Now we did update the website a little bit to promote like birthday parties, and we had a great birthday party set up here, so I stuck in and took some pictures. We're gonna take some pictures of the kitchen because we have a licensed kitchen that gets inspected every year. So we can promote all that to help out. So that was just a little breakdown. Unfortunately, we don't have when the fitness centers gets used, like if it gets used more in the mornings, afternoons, we don't have that capability with this system, but later on, we are looking at another system to replace that, which will allow us to break it down. Hopefully that's something, a little bit of what you were looking for.
I think it incentivizes us to figure out how to increase both, right? So the less membership and more money going out the door.
Well, are we going to clean less now that COVID's over, or?
So we did put in the budget that to take some of the COVID relief fund to offset some of the cleaning costs. So we're okay if they decide for a little bit, but that is one option we can look at and bring forward to council.
Yeah, I think you have to look at that, and you have to look at your rentals. And I know there's a set fee already, and you'll live with it this year. But when you take this all down, and Will had to go through everything today to set up again, and then they clean before, then they clean after, and then your rental's $100 and you pay 200 to get it cleaned, you just lost 100 on your rental. So it's not a moneymaker if you do
Is that
go
what the
that
rental
route.
is?
Half day. Sorry, it's $150 for a full day with the kitchen.
So that's dirt cheap.
Yeah.
So I think you're gonna have to look at that, because if you turn around and look at your cleaning bills, they're more than the rental.
So it might be something we have to put on the budget for the 2024 seasons year.
On the budget, or we just come out and say, we restructure rental and that's what it's gonna be. But we get them in here this year, hopefully, COVID rebound, but how are your rentals?
Well, they're pretty soft right now. What we do with the cleaning is we sort of keep it clean at intervals. And we charge $10 to $15 an hour, depending upon the kind of event. But we also charge a cleaning deposit. And if they leave it clean, they get their deposit back.
Well, that's an idea.
Good.
So yeah, I guess it's definitely something we'll have to look at future forward.
I kind of like leaving it our own clean, because then we know, or he knows, or they know that this has all been wiped down and sterilized or whatever he uses, the same with the kitchen. It's,
Yeah, but there might be just less to do if you've made that deal with them. And he can do that wipe down, but there's no, broken bottles or,
yeah,
10 cans of, red pop spilled on the floor and things like that. So, and our guy does a great job and he'll check everything like that.
Yeah.
So, but I agree, James, that's good.
because he also looks for defects and damages, and it's not hard to put damaged cable at the front and then pack all the other ones in behind it.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, next on the agenda is Community Center Recreation Survey for approval. So everybody has it in their package. It's great, it covers everything. If we can't get information back from this, I don't know how we do it. So, Kristen, we're gonna do this paper copy and Survey Monkey?
Yeah.
Any questions, thoughts on this?
I used to do this for a living. Teaching people how to put together questionnaires and stuff, research methods. And I'd be happy to sit down. This, for a first draft, this is really good. I think there's some refinements that are possible. If the organizers or the decision makers formalize the decisions that will come out of each individual question. Like, why are we asking this question? What information do we want and what format do we want it? one of the things you'll discover in the research business is that people are not creative. If you ask people for suggestions, you won't get any. And if you ask open-ended questions, you're gonna spend your next weekend analyzing the results because you'll have 200 different things to calculate. So how is this going to be distributed? Then you say online.
Survey Monkey
So
program,
then, okay, now how will people come to know about it?
just promotion, like our Facebook page and advertisement and stuff along those lines. It's gonna be in physical copy in the fitness center. We can put it pretty much wherever we want.
That's the whole thing. Who do you really want to answer this? The fitness center, our membership is what, 22 folks? Is that right? Sorry? How many folks in the fitness, members in the fitness center?
Well, I'm sorry, I didn't have that, bring that with me tonight.
Do I have a rough number?
Fighting.
$500.
That many?
Yeah, it's big.
Yeah,
That's-
like there's a
That's excellent, yeah.
So if you
There's a
even put it in the fitness
good
center,
amount.
you're gonna hit more than half of the residents in the township.
Mhm. Well, John Paul, he orders, like when we order the fobs, I mean, they've been ordered 3 times since I've been there. And he doesn't just order like 50 at a time, it's 100, couple hundred.
Oh, that's really,
So-
really good. Is there a possibility of the people filling them in at some of our events?
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
This would broaden the net. And just technical things like, how many people in your household, and please provide the fingerprints. And then at the bottom, this information will be used to help plan events. Let's move that message up front before we ask people for personal stuff. What type of equipment would you like to see in the facility that isn't there? Why don't we offer them options? If you ask people, what would you like to see? You'll have the group that can't think of anything at the moment, and the group that would like to see the whole thing in marble. What about the things that you might possibly include or add to the fitness center, and see how much interest in it there is in those things that are actually possible?
So you put like 4 things down and they scratch off the ones,
Yeah, you tick the boxes that interest them.
right?
So to be honest with, I go to the fitness center once a month to check the emergency stuff. That's the only time I go to the fitness center, so I'm no help with this.
Yeah, I wouldn't know what type of equipment to suggest.
I can't spell it, so I'm out.
I'm there 3 times a week.
What,
At this point.
maybe
What's used the
maybe you
most?
have equipment now, but maybe something, maybe it's a few years old, maybe there's something newer, better. Maybe the same thing, it's like a treadmill, but maybe a treadmill that,
Like a stair climber.
So I think if I talk about it when we went down, and I used to love to go to the gym, and we went to the gym all the time, and we always had, in the front of the treadmills or in the front of the bikes, we always had, there was a TV. Plug your earphones in and away you go. And they watched the TV and away they went, right? And that's why people went. Like, you talk to people and they went because they could go exercise and watch their show they were gonna miss at home, right? And that kind of thing, right? And I'm not saying that might be or might not be the answer, but is that something that they want or don't want, right? Because you get into the gym and if you don't like the music the person's there is playing, you're SOL.
So I would have to say right now, our hardest thing would be internet.
Yes,
We can't supply
yes.
internet down there.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I get it.
It does change a lot of things.
Yeah,
It does, it
unfortunately,
does.
right now, we can't supply internet, so I
Yeah.
don't think we could do that.
I can't even send a message over there on my phone.
We can, but then it takes internet
Yeah.
away from the other locations at this time until we get faster, better, or more?
We could probably come up with a few things, like a couple of pieces of equipment that they might want.
One of the things that can be helpful when you're putting these things together is to go to your respondent group and talk it up with them. Let them provide some of the inputs and ideas that you might choose to include in the questionnaire.
That's the point of the questionnaire, isn't it?
Well, yeah, but if we don't know the territory, and we do have some people who do, they can point us in some right direction.
Yeah, but that's what the questionnaire is for, is for them to write down their ideas, what they want, right?
Well, the questionnaire is to determine the popularity of any particular idea. We go to Fred and say, Fred, what would you like to see in there? Well, the new XL treadmill, man, that is a cat's pajamas. So we put that in and find out that it's only Fred,
Yeah, but that's,
or that there are 10 people who might like to see this.
yeah, but that's the point of the questionnaire though, is they're all putting their individual ideas, so we read it over. And then, so if 5 people have it, then that's kind of a majority, or you've got a rough idea, right?
You might get it.
So if we just put people in a box and just give them 4 things, but
But then you also provide the open-ended ones, and the other.
okay,
You can end up with 10,000 answers,
that's fine, but you have
10,000 separate answers.
Yeah, that's
And
fine,
then
but
you've accomplished.
but then you have a nice idea of later on down the road to update, right?
Well, it does give you a feeling for the scatter.
Okay, so let's see what we can do, and we'll talk about it, and we'll kind of move from there and go from there and see what we can
Yeah,
come up with.
at the end of this meeting, let's talk.
Okay, I think that's about it. We're ready to wrap it up and adjourn. No, what did I miss?
Oh,
Oh, never mind. Community update.
No, number 6.
Facebook.
Oh, God. Okay.
So,
Facebook, yeah.
Social media.
Yeah.
So what we're looking at is, we have the Facebook for the fire department, Township of Nipissing. We're looking at to start one for the recreation department. The museum has one. So what we'll do is we'll share all our contacts and everything. Rec will have one, and the fire, the Nipissing and everything will help boost it. And it'll just help with anybody that just wants to focus on what's going on with the rec department instead of going through the others. There'll be 3 of us that will monitor it all the time. We'll be able to post the same, and Kristen does an excellent job keeping the website up to date. This will just be another format to get stuff out. Did I miss anything?
Good. I love it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So right now, it'll be the same platform as the fire department one or the Township of Nipissing. There's 3 of us that monitor it all the time. So we'll have the same setup.
I think it'll definitely be a lot easier for people to, like you said, focus on the one, like if they don't want to see fire department stuff, well, they can focus on the rec committee stuff that interests them, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And it will just might draw in some other crowds, and then we'll boost it from all of them and spread it.
Yeah.
So you need a motion.
Everybody in favor?
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, you good, James? Yeah. Good.
You need a mover and a seconder.
Moved by, who's gonna move it? Andrew, and seconded by James? Awesome. Good to go. So next is a commanded community update.
We have our spring dance coming up on April 22nd. And the community yard sale will take place on May 20th.
Awesome.
And we'll be having a barbecue. And I'm supposed to ask Will if the fire department would be interested.
Can you send an email in
I will do that.
and I'll put it forward to them?
What was that date? May,
20th.
20th.
is that the long weekend?
Yeah.
Perfect. Any other questions? Any other comments? No, good, okay. Now I can adjourn.
Mover and seconder.
Mover and a seconder. Kathy and Terry. Perfect. I didn't make it to you. I can't see you over Kristen's head. Have a great night, everybody. Thank you for coming out. So our next meeting is going to be
April 3rd.
April 3rd. Perfect.